You know, you're probably wondering why are we here right now. I thought you said you got us with the series, bro. And, you know, I had to sell that game. I'm not gonna lie. I did have to sell Mario Odyssey. I promise, I have a plan, man. Like, just give me a little bit of time. Let shit marinate. You know, let the brain juices flow and let me cook. And I promise, I got y'all niggas, bro. Just, like, give me shit, like 2 weeks or something. I don't know. But anyway, the reason why I chose to play this is because, like, I haven't played it in a while. First off, I probably haven't played the game since like I first played it on the channel. But also because, you know, I think it's fitting because, you know, Mario Odyssey is kind of like a world adventure in and of itself, right? Like you're traveling around the globe to different kingdoms and shit. So they're kind of similar, and yeah, that's why I went with this shit. But I'm not gonna lie, man. I've been playing, you know, a little bit of Frontiers. Now, granted, I've been playing the Switch port, but that shit sucks, bro. And it's sad because I actually bought the game when I was like 14. It was like before I started doing YouTube. And I remember playing it and I kind of just stopped playing like out of nowhere. And I looked at my save file. I had like 9 hours in the game. I was on Ares Island. I think I was trying to 100% the game on my first run. So, you know, I was wondering, like, why did I drop this shit? And so I just started a new save file. I started playing the game. And I was like, yeah, man, this is, it's kind of butt, you know, like, I don't know. You see, the thing is with me is, you know, Frontiers was the game that got me back into Sonic. Like, back when I was, probably like 11. I remember, you know, like, the last time I'd been interested in Sonic was probably when I was like 8 years old or whatever. And then, you know, I got into Zelda, and that, you know, kind of took me away from Sonic. And then when I lost my Wii U, I started, you know, playing other games because I got an Xbox, and then I started playing like Kingdom Hearts, and, you know, I got invested in different franchises and whatnot. So Sonic was kind of out of my life for that period of time. And then, you know, Frontiers or Sonic Rangers at the time, you know, leaks were coming out regarding that game, and of course I was hyped, and I started getting back into the series again. And, you know, what I'm trying to say is that the game means a lot to me, but it's just that playing it, I'm being honest, I'm just not fucking with it. Even down, you know, it's relevant actually because we just saw an in-game cutscene. Bro, the way that the in-game cutscenes look in Frontiers, serious dog shit, man. Like actual donkey dick. Am I the only one that thinks that? Like, I'm not even trying to hate on the game. It's more of I'm just commenting on what I see. And at first I did think it was a Hedgehog Engine 2 problem. I know I played Shadow Gens semi recently. I didn't finish the game, but, you know, as far as I'm aware, I don't remember having any complaints with the cutscenes in that game. So I actually just got finished playing Forces. Not the entire game. I was just doing like a couple stages because I haven't played that game in a while. And oh shit, I'm trying to get that medal. Yeah, the in-game cutscenes in that game look really good. And, you know, that game is the first Hedgehog Engine 2 game, which came out in 2017, by the way. So I really don't think it's a Hedgehog Engine 2 problem. And also, I'm playing Forces on the Switch as well. So, I mean, to be fair, Frontiers is definitely a newer game, and it's like a more graphically advanced game. I don't know, it kind of looks like, it reminds me of like, I don't know, like action figures or something, bro. I don't know. Did they change the model but like in between games? I'm not sure if they did, but either way, man, it just, I don't know, it just doesn't speak to me. But either way, man, I am grateful for Frontiers because they saved Sonic, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I do remember though, around the time, you know, we were getting footage for the game for the first time. I think it was IGN. They were the first people to show like official footage for the game, and I was scared, man. I was scared because that shit was looking rough. If you guys were there and you remember, you know, those days, it was straight up looking like a tech demo, bro. So I remember being very fearful, bro, for my nigga, and I thought the franchise was gonna die, especially following that first Sonic movie design. And obviously the movie ended up pretty good in the end, but like, what the fuck just happened? But yeah, it was just really, it was very, let's actually talk about that movie design, bro. Obviously, like I said, the movies are doing good now, But that first movie design, wow, that was the first time in my life I remember where I truly felt that Sonic was dead. I thought it was done. And, you know, I was always like an 06 defender. I always thought that was probably like, when I was younger at least, I thought I was probably the highest quality looking Sonic game. You know, aside from all the glitches and whatnot. But I don't know, it was just something about that first movie design where I was just like, yo, nah, I can't. Especially because I had grown up at the time. Like, you know, I'd grown up just a little bit since, like, I stopped playing Sonic games. It was really just, it was sad to see, you know? Because even with Boom, like Boom Rise of Lyric, I never played the full game, but I played the demo like 30 times on my Wii U. Because you know how on the Wii U, they used to have limits on how many times you could play a certain demo. So I remember back then I would just non-stop rinse and repeat that shit every time. Like I would just constantly replay the demo for hours, bro. And I liked that game. I remember every single second I spent playing Boom Rise of Lyric back then. I loved it, man. And so, yeah, even with that game, I was defending it. When people would say that game was shit, I wasn't agreeing. I wasn't going. So just seeing, I don't know, man, just seeing that movie design, it really broke me. And then Colors Ultimate came out and it was straight up killing niggas, giving seizures and shit. So at that point, I was just like, wow, like, we're hoed. Like, how long did we have to wait for that, by the way? It was like, what, 4 years for a remaster? Yeah, that hurt. I think that hurt more than the movie because the movie ended up turning out good in the end. And I guess you could say the same thing about Colors Ultimate, but to me, like, I would still rather play the Wii version of that game. Mainly because, you know, the way the game looks, like the lighting, man, it just, I don't know, it's so odd to me. Anyways, I'm trying to get these medals. Obviously, I'm not going to get all of them. I'm not going to lie. I don't know where all of them are, but I only know where the majority of the medals. In fact, I'm pretty sure I know where all of the medals for Windmill Isle are at. Just because I've replayed the beginning of this game so many times. I'm thinking of potentially making some videos on Forces, but like, I'm not really, I feel like people are expecting me to hate on the game. I don't like Forces. But let's actually talk about that. I think a lot of people misunderstand, or at least personally for me, I don't think that Forces is like a shit game. I don't think it's like straight up garbage. Like, I think it's definitely below average, but again, I don't think it's shit. I think my problem with Forces is the fact that it's boring. It's like, it's probably the most boring Sonic game I've ever played in terms of like just straight up playing the game. I don't mean boring as in like safe. I like the concept of, you know, Eggman takes over the world. Like, I remember at the time, bro, like I said, I grew up with this shit. It's the first Sonic game that I remember the build up for. So, like, I remember back then, Project Sonic 2017, and seeing all the trailers and whatnot, the CGI cutscenes, and the fact that Eggman actually took over the world was crazy to me, bro. Like, I couldn't fathom it. So in that sense, I don't think like it's safe, but I mean it in the sense that, like, you know, it's boring because it's just not fun to play. Like, it's dry. Like, sure, it's fun to boost through a herd of enemies, you know, like holding X and just moving forward for like an entire stage, but only the first time, you know, like, and especially when you have that same level design in every single stage, it's just not fun anymore, nigga. Like, fuck, like, Sega, you guys really fumbled the bag. And I know a lot of Sonic fans, they say things like, you know, people's opinions on Sonic games change throughout the years. I'm not one of those people because, you know, I've always loved Unleashed since I was a little kid, man. And Forces, I didn't actually play the game until I was 11 because I didn't even have a console where I could play it until, you know, I was like 10. But by that time, I didn't give a fuck about Sonic anymore. I stopped really caring because I was, you know, branching out into other franchises. And then when I got a Switch, I decided I was going to get the game because, you know, I wanted to get back into Sonic. But then in 2021, you know, around like the Sonic Rangers times, that's when I decided, you know, I'm gonna get back into this shit. And that's when I played Forces. And yeah, it was just, I mean, it wasn't like insufferable. Forces is not insufferable to play. It's just, again, it's mad boring. It's just not fun. Like, Forces is not a game that I would go back to, you know? And so, yeah, my opinion on that game has remained the same since I first played it. Obviously, I continue to make jokes about the game because, you know, it's funny. But, yeah, it's not as bad as everyone says it is. At least that's what I think. One thing I don't like, though, Silver's voice actors. See, I'm not going to hate on a nigga work, you know, but it's just, I don't like it, man. I really like, you know, the 06 Silver voice actor. That was, and I don't even think it's for nostalgia necessarily. It's just, I genuinely just think he did a better job playing the character. Obviously, he has the most iconic lines and whatnot, so, I mean, it makes sense. Man, I'm so tired of seeing everyone play Unleashed Recompiled, man, and I'm stuck with this 30 FPS experience, and I'm experiencing slowdown whenever I play as the Werehog, man. I'm tired of this shit. Back then, when I would watch footage of this game, you know, I never complained about it. And even when I first played it, maybe I don't know, maybe I did. I can't really remember. But like, I don't think it bothered me so much, but it's just after like I've seen what this game is capable of, and you know, I'm stuck in the lag, bro, it's really, it irks me, bro. It's really jarring as well when I go to play Sonic Generations, because, you know, obviously with X-Gens, you know, you can play the game in 60 FPS, so I'll switch from this game to Gens and it would just be like night and day, and it feels so weird. That's actually another thing worth mentioning. That's why, like, I keep, you know, I preface that I'm playing the Switch port of Frontiers, because maybe it will make a difference, like, if I played this game on, I don't know, PS5 or whatever. But I mean, I don't have access to that option right now, so. But I mean, there are some problems with the game that are like universal, like, you know, the popping. Now, the popping it didn't bother me as much as I'm sure it bothered some other people. But yeah, man, like, obviously that's like not dependent on the system. It's just a universal issue. So you can't blame all the game's problems on the fact that I'm playing on Switch, but just certain things, like when you're playing an open world game, I feel like it's nice to have fluidity. Speaking of which, I haven't played Sonic Rush in a while, man. I wish I had a 3DS capture card. Like, that's something that really pisses me off, because I wish I could, you know, make a video on like Rush, Colors DS, Rush Adventure, but I can't because, you know, I don't have a 3DS capture card. And there's like, it sucks the fact that even to this day, getting a capture card is like 200. You know, it's mad expensive. So, and it's sad because I can't even use my laptop to emulate that shit because my laptop is so weak. So, kind of hoed. You know, I don't know if I've ever said this before, but I truly do think Rush might be my second favorite Sonic game. Like, I really do love that game, and it's crazy because when I was younger, that game was never really on my radar. I was more of like a Sonic Rivals guy, you know. Like, I used to be obsessed with that game, and that's actually how I found out, you know, about Premi de Remy. So, you know, Rush, it was just never, I don't know, it never really interested me. I was even what is it, Sonic Chronicles, bro. I was more interested in that game than I was Rush. But yeah, being able to play that game and, like, you know, finding very good qualities in it, man. Like I said, it's probably my second favorite Sonic game. It's nice. Oh shit, I'm dead. I probably wasn't gonna get an S rank anyway, so it is what it is, bro. I'll tell you what though, bro, I've been playing a lot of Zelda recently. I wanted to play the Wind Waker HD because, you know, that's a game that I grew up on. And so, you know, I started downloading some emulators and whatnot, and I was playing the game, and yeah, I was having fun, man. And then I was like, you know what, I might as well just go on the Zelda streak. So I'm currently in the process of playing Twilight Princess, which I've never played before, but low-key, it's looking to be my favorite Zelda game so far. And it's funny because, you know, I'm playing Unleashed. That game has a lot of similarities with this game in the sense that, you know, the main character turns into like a beast, and they have like a mini companion, you know, like Midna and Chip. Although, you know, yo, man, I'm not gonna lie, Midna was doing something to me, bro. I have to admit it. I don't care if it's on camera, I don't care. You know, I do have to get a job one day, but when I was younger, I did not fuck with Midna at all, bro. Like, she was really, when I was younger, I thought she was condescending, right? So I kind of just wrote her off as like annoying. But like now, bro, she could talk to me like that all fucking day, nigga. I don't give a fuck. Clutched. Woohoo! I missed the wait, what? Oh, I missed the medal. I'm a dumbass. But yes, Midna's bad as hell. Bro, am I the only one that likes Lost World Tales? Cause I feel like there's too many games where Tails is characterized as a coward, bro. I like how in Lost World he bites. I just like how in Lost World he bites back, you know? Like when I was younger, Lost World was probably my favorite game in terms of the cutscenes. I'm not sure about that now. I haven't watched the Lost World cutscenes in a hot minute, but you know, I just like the way the characters interact with each other, you know? Okay, here comes the stage that nobody wants to do, bro. Just kidding. You niggas don't have to watch that shit. Wait, why are you asking what rank I got? Oh my is this gonna become a series? Yeah. Nah, I'm joking. I love this game. I'll play it again. Fuck it, why not? Give me a kiss.